Hello everyone, welcome to the first video about the Rookendgame series. This is a position about a Rookend game that I played, and it's very interesting thinking about it. In this position, the last move of the black was rook to d8. The threat now is play rook d1 mate. Um, The material for now is the same, but after that while defend the mate, the black can play a move like rook d3, rook takes b3, rook takes b2. At the same time, the white in theory can play after that defend the mate, rook c5, rook takes b4, rook takes b2. It's very important to calculate this line to understand if the black will be better or the white will be better. In this position, we can calculate that after all these trades, the white we have a pawn more, but the white we have an important problem. The b pawn is too advanced, and I think that the black will win. For example, the white can defend the mate with the king f1. Black can play, for example, rook to d3. Now doesn't work rook c4 to attack b4 because the black takes b3 and at the same time defend b4. So a logical line could be this, to take all the pawns in the king side. Black takes here, 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 here. Okay, now for example b3, the white take the pawn. Okay, yes, now in theory the white has a pawn more, 3 pawns against 2, but this pawn is too advanced and the black will win because can play rook b1, b2, and after this can promote. For example, if h4, now I play the black, so rook b1, king e2, b2. It seems not possible to stop this pawn. The move go here and promote. So this line seems not good for the white. In the endgame, an important rule is to understand the value about the passed pawn. So for example, in this position, it's clear that the white has a pawn more after the trades, but it's clear that the b pawn, the b passed pawn, is better than the white pawns because the white needs 2 tempos to promote. So the b pawn is very strong in this position. So it's very important understand the tempos that you need to promote. Okay, so after this we calculate that king f1 doesn't work for this reason. For example, we can imagine that we play a tournament with this position, and after a good calculation, we think that with king f1, rook d3, the black will be better because the 2 united pawns in the queen side for the black are better than the 3 united pawns in the king side for the white because the black pawns are advanced. Okay, so now we find this, and we must find a solution to prevent the defeat in this position. Okay, to understand what could be defense for the white in this position, we must think what's the problem. Okay, the first problem is the mate, and the second problem is that the black after that I defend the mate, we take the pawn b2, and the black we go in a very good position. Okay, so if we think that the first problem is the mate, we can calculate what moves can help me to prevent the mate. For example, king f1 could be an idea that at the same time prevent the mate and help me about the activity of the king. So it could be an idea, but with the calculation we see that this move doesn't work. After this, a classical maneuver to prevent this mate is push a pawn of the castle. So for example, play g3, play h3, or play for example f3. But this maneuver is too slow because if you play for example h3, for black will be easy play rook d3, rook takes b3, rook takes b2, and it's a easy win I think for the black in this game. The white need a move that defend at the same time can attack the enemy position. So the only two solutions in this position could be, for example, move like g4 or h4. Why this? For example, f4. If the black takes the pawn, you can play rook c4, and now it's okay for you because three pawns against you in this side don't win. After rook takes b4, the white for the white is impossible to lose this game because for the theory, this position, the position with the three pawns against two pawns in the same side is impossible to win. So if we trade all the pawns in the queen side and we go in this position, for example, we know that this endgame, if the white play well, should be a draw. So this is very important. In this position, it's draw if the white doesn't trade the rook. With the trade of the rook, the black can win this endgame. So no position like this is very important because it can help us to play better in the endgame. So this is a theory position, a position about the theory of the Rookendgame that could be useful now to find a right solution in another endgame like this, in which is not easy. Uh, in which is not easy find a solution. So we know that this endgame will be draw because I can take the pawn b after this take. This taken for the white. The b pawn stop the c pawn, and the three pawns can't win against two pawns. So this is could be important to understand a way to draw an endgame. Okay, so I prefer play g4. h4 could be an idea, but I prefer g4 now. After g4, um, the black in theory can also don't take, can push, but if push, now rook c4 and I take b4, I can't lose this game now. Maybe I can play now to win, but I can't lose if I take the pawn b. So the strategic point in this position is remove the b pawn, because if the black has two united pawns, these pawns are very dangerous. If I take the pawn b and I have a pawn in the b file, the pawn c is not dangerous because I can stop the enemy pawn with the pawn and with the rook. So it's not a problem for my game. Okay, so after after g4, in theory, yes, the black can try to play the same line with the rook d3. But now the position is different because now after g takes a5, rook takes b3, rook g6, and the rook takes b2, rook takes g7. There is an important strategic point. I have a pawn very near to the promotion, so now I can draw the game. Because after, for example, b3, I can play f6. After the check, I can play king g2. After b2, I can play f7. And if the black sacrifices the rook, I can also take it. Because after the queen, king g2, it's impossible to prevent the promotion. Because I can play the maneuver rook g8 and the queen. So this game it's draw. The black should play check, check, can't win now. Okay, so it's very interesting to see this line because we can see that if we have now in this position advanced pawn that can go to the promotion, we can stop the enemy plan to take the pawn b and to promote the pawn b to b1. So the only way in this position to draw this endgame is g4. But we find this move only if we understand the strategic point. The point is that the white should take the pawn b. It's the best move to do. For example, if now the white has this position with the pawn on h3 and is the white to play, it's clear that the white will play this move to take b4. So the strategic point is take the pawn on b4. But it's not possible, there is the mate. So the second strategic point is the mate to prevent. And to prevent the mate and to stop to the enemy plan to promote before, we must find a counterattack in the queen side, and the only way is have a pawn advanced, and the only way is play g4 or a move like h4, but g4 I think is better. So g4. Now the only way for the black is play this move, because if takes here, or if push, I play rook c4, and the black has a chance to win this position, so it's forced to be rook d3 now. G takes f5, rook takes b3, and with this plan the white can draw, because the white needed 3 moves to promote, and the black needs 3 moves to promote.